everyone, I will be discussing the cons on the video from DEF CON 20, New Techniques in SQLI Obfuscation by Nick Galbraith. I actually had a hard time finding any cons for the video. I thought it was an overall good video, so it made it very hard to find and be able to discuss some of the cons. His talk was very technical, so if someone listening to this talk did not have much of a technical background or expertise in SQLI obfuscation, then they may not have enjoyed the talk as much or may have even gotten lost during the talk. I personally do not have much experience or have a technical background in SQLI obfuscation, so I did sometimes get lost in the talk. He had a lot of great information about SQLI obfuscation, but it would have been nice if he would have dumbed it down a little bit for those who are less technical than him. This would help keep those listening attentive and focused on his talk throughout the whole talk. It would have been nice to see some demos or videos on his talk. He covered a lot of high-level information and information in general that is important to know about the different items, but nothing to show us. He would mention, well, this is what it should do or could do if someone would use it, but he had no concrete information to show us that what he was saying would actually happen if you personally did it yourself. A couple of demos or videos, or at least just one, would help break up his talk. This would help keep the listeners attentive and focused on what he is talking about. It would also help reinforce what he's saying, and he would also have proof on how it would work or why an attacker would use it. Nick talks about lib injection tool and how he pumped tens of thousands of real SQL attacks of varying quality into it, but he doesn't show the output that he got. Even just a little snippet of the output would have been nice to see. He also talks about how lib injection has a low false positive rate. It would have been nice to actually see that and not just have to take his word that it actually works the way he says it does. He talked about the different SQL oddities and such. He talked about null, the floating point, exceptions, the different literals, comments, expressions, strings, and operators. This information seemed very technical, and there was a lot of information that was discussed with them, including what it would look like in SQL. This made it somewhat confusing as there were a lot of moving parts with the information, and without some output or demo, it made it all get lost into the mix of everything, and it also made it hard to grasp exactly what he was talking about. Even an example of what it would actually look like or what it would return would have been helpful. For example, Nick talks about the Oracle special literals and that you can use numbers without actual numbers. He shows the 4 different statements of binary underscore double underscore infinity, binary underscore double underscore nan, binary underscore float underscore infinity, and binary underscore float underscore nan. But for a non-technical person, that doesn't help with the understanding of what he was talking about. It would have been nice for him to actually input actual information that he would use in there. This would at least give us a clearer picture of what he is talking about. I felt like the information that he was telling us was very helpful to know about, but I also feel like that information could be looked up easily online as well. Maybe demos would have helped with this, and maybe the demos would have not helped. I just felt like the information was being regurgitated back to us from a technical definition or manual, which is a turn-off for some people, and that may cause the listeners to stop paying much attention, get distracted, or something else. I know I personally had trouble sometimes throughout the talk as some of the information was completely over my head, which then it made it hard to listen and catch everything that he was talking about and then decipher it. I actually had to go back and rewind the video several times due to it, just to possibly catch what I missed or did not understand. Overall, I think it was a good video and I learned some new information that I was not aware of before. And that is the end of my talk. Thank you.